Earlier today, we reported on some sales data as reported by Nintendo, but we have a little bit more details as the MPD report is finally out there and live for the world. And if you look at the leak compared to what we're seeing here, in general, everything seems to be lining up. We don't have exact sales figures for all three console manufacturers. However, it is noted in the MPD report that all three of them exceeded $1.3 million, which is only the second time in the history of the United States that this has happened in the month of November. The last time involved the DS, so it's technically the first time, quote-unquote, home console competitors have had three different units exceed that amount of sales. That being said, while PlayStation 4 was touted as the leading in terms of unit sales in November, Nintendo led in terms of dollar sales. Basically, Nintendo had more revenue coming in overall because the Switch was more expensive than a lot of the PlayStation 4s that were selling for $200. That being said, I think the only interesting thing I really want to talk about out of this that tells us something different from earlier today is about Pokemon. So Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee debuted at number 5 and number 6 on the rankings for sales charts. And we know that obviously combined sales with digital are above 2 million. We learned that earlier today. But what's interesting is where Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu in particular ranks. We know it's number 5 behind Red Dead Redemption 2, Call of Duty Black Ops 4, Battlefield 5, and Fallout 76. Seriously, Fallout 76? Man, Fallout franchise is huge, and I feel really bad for every person who picked up that game. Anyways, what's interesting is what's noted about Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu. It says launch month sales of Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu are the second highest in franchise history, trailing only Pokemon Stadium, which launched on the N64 in March 2000. Tracking period. And it also says, please note that the Let's Go sales totals that they're basing this on are physical only. So that's interesting because we know that the launch month sales, at least for Pokemon Sun and Moon, seem to be higher than what potential sales Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu could have. So what seems to have happened here, and where this statement is coming from, is that Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu actually was the second best in terms of revenue. Because if you remember, Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Pokemon Let's Go Eevee are $60 products. Pokemon Stadium, when it initially came out, was an $80 product. And obviously we know all of the handheld versions were $40 or less. So while I do think Sun and Moon and probably a couple others have outsold Pokemon Let's Go, Pikachu in terms of total units, only Pokemon Stadium made more money than Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu in a launch month. I think that's incredibly interesting because there's been a lot of debate about the Pokemon Let's Go games. Are they worthy of having successors? Will they force things to change with the next generation? And I think they're not really going to force anything to change with the next generation. The next generation is well underway, and they're going to be $60 games, and they might blow these numbers out of the water. But reality is that Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Pokemon Let's Go Eevee are successful, especially here in the United States. We know over 2 million. It's probably over 4 or 5 worldwide, which might only be matching what Super Smash Bros. Is at right now. We know Super Smash Bros. Is off to an astronomical start as well. I think that these are just good numbers all around. Pokemon Stadium, of course, seeing that even brought up makes me really, really want another Pokemon Stadium. I loved Pokemon Stadium and Pokemon Coliseum. Stadium was my favorite version of those two, but still, they both were excellent. I'd like to see another one, but either way, I'm pretty happy about these sales because I personally am enjoying Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Pokemon Let's Go Eevee, and I hope that this, at least dollar amount they're making off of these millions of sales, convinces them to make another one someday. And I'm actually interested, would you guys like to see another Let's Go game made in the future? Maybe a Gen 2 Let's Go game, and then a Gen 3 and a Gen 4, and just have them work up like that as like pseudo remasters or remakes done in the Let's Go style? Personally, that's something I would like to see, but I don't know if everyone's really all gung-ho about that. I know there's plenty of you out there that probably still really do not like the Let's Go games, but as long as it's not interrupting like the new generations, I'm not sure that there's anything inherently wrong with that approach, in my opinion, at least. If you're curious about some other numbers, I'll just throw out some random stuff from, I guess, around the rest of the industry. Red Dead Redemption 2 was the best-selling game of the whole month. I talked about that before. But it's actually already, after 2 months, 40% higher than the best-selling game in the franchise, which was obviously Red Dead Redemption. So if you go look at the lifetime-to-date sales of Red Dead Redemption, and then you look at the total sales of Red Dead Redemption 2 to this point, it's already 40% higher than the total sales of Red Dead Redemption, which is pretty crazy. Black Ops 4 is the best-selling game this year, at least so far through November. I don't think that there's a shot for Smash Bros. Or anything else to really top that. Maybe Red Dead, but I doubt it. Call of Duty is a pretty strong seller every single year. I think it's interesting because as well as Fallout 76 did in comparison on the charts, it was well short of Fallout 4 and New Vegas. So it doesn't include digital sales, but obviously we know the reception of Fallout 76 has not been good. Broken mess, now microtransaction, and the canvas bag situation. I don't know. Clearly a cash grab attempt by Bethesda that should not exist, in my opinion. In other interesting notes, the Spyro Remastered did chart in the top 10, and Black Friday actually helped God of War hit number 7, so that's really, really cool. If you're curious about the top 10, it goes Red Dead Redemption 2, Black Ops 4, Battlefield 5, Fallout 76, Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee, NBA 2K19, which, by the way, that would include Switch sales of that, NFL Madden 19, Spyro Reignited Trilogy, and then FIFA 19. You know what? Let's just go through the rest because there's a couple other Nintendo games in there. Assassin's Creed Odyssey's at number 11. Super Mario Party hit number 12. Marvel's Spider-Man hit 13. Mario Kart 8, which I assume that's the deluxe version, hit number 14. WWE 2K19 at 15. God of War at 16. Shadow of the Tomb Raider at 17. Just Dance 2019, by the way, that's on Switch as well, is at number 18. Grand Theft Auto 5 at 19, and Forza Horizon 4 at 20. Now, again, this does not include digital sales of any of these games, and as I said, we already know that Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, at least through November, has sold 2 million units. We knew it sold 1.5 through Cyber Monday, so that means the rest of November has sold another 500,000 units, which is actually pretty solid. We'll see if it's moved any additional units in December of note with the MPD report next month. That being said, I'm pretty happy with these sales, and I know some of you guys probably are as well. I know a lot of people are kind of tired of the sales updates. Think you're not. I enjoy looking at sales figures. They don't matter to me personally. Like, this money's not coming to me. It's actually money I'm spending. But I do think like the sales of Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee could lead to another version of it. And since I enjoy those games, I would like to see that happen. And obviously the continued success of Switch and all that is really, really good. We already know Nintendo announced that was 75% higher than last November. So I'm pretty stoked about these figures. All 3 major console manufacturers had an excellent November. It's one of the first times that I think we can just set aside console wars and be like, dude, everyone did really, really well last month. No one should be ashamed by the sales they got. So pretty cool stuff. You guys let me know what you think about this down in the comments below. And be sure to enter our Nintendo Switch Super Smash Bros. Ultimate giveaway. We have a Gleam.io link down in the description for that. When we hit 50,000 subscribers, that's when we will give away that unit. And don't worry, we have other updates coming out as well that aren't necessarily sales related. So stay tuned. I just wanted to get these numbers out as soon as they landed. And I'll catch you guys in the next one.